All right, welcome to vlog number 18 of the Athenaeum GURPS campaign.
Woo!
Power.
Yes.
That's how I feel about this one.
Yes. I kind of wanted to break out into the song on Sailor Moon, She's Got the Power. But I kind of forgot some of the lyrics and I said, damn it, oh well, I missed my moment.
This will be a fun episode to edit. It'll be very fun. Soundtrack wise, I'm thinking of a really great soundtrack.
So active, I love it.
So many transformations. Micah, are you going to be doing some more art, maybe?
Yes. As soon as I'm done with this one project, I'm wrapping up literally today and tomorrow. Then I'll start it on this Friday. I'll start sketching everything out. So don't worry, you'll be hearing from me soon.
Joe, you gave me life with the hee ho 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 lip. I died when you pulled that one out, like genius.
So I've been actually thinking about that for a while. I was thinking if we go back to Star's World, I want Sam at some point to have to change up. So it worked out perfect because this has been like in the back of my mind for a long time. And I just kept coming back to that Little Mermaid chef as he's, trying to cook Sebastian. What a great chef thought process. So it just kept coming up. So with the transformation, as soon as the first one happened, I was like, oh, I'm so there.
Oh, that was so much fun.
So good.
So good. That was so good.
This is such a fun session.
It was.
Yeah.
Kind of chaotic in a great way.
I love how each character did their individual duels, I guess, in their own way, like in their unique way. Like for Black Powder, it was all purely just verbal, which is what he excels in. Like there wasn't any fighting; he just fought with his words, which was perfect, and used, of course, the villain's narcissism against them. And for Sam, it was more of that Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon, martial arts kind of thing. And, Frankie, I think, was a little bit more Marvel, and Star was more Sailor Moon, and it said Tori was more like Hocus Pocus, which I really liked. So I love that. I love that you all had their own style in your scenes.
I mean, that's what's unique about this campaign is how different these characters are in their backgrounds, and they still work together as a team. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, the fight scenes were great. All the action. This is one of our more action heavy sessions because we really don't do much fighting and stuff. But between that and some really good RP moments.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And let us not forget the puns. The
puns.
Puns on puns on puns.
Oh my God. You brought some puns out. I have a friend who adores puns, and it's you brought them
You're
and
toast.
It makes sense.
There's so many good bread
perfect.
puns.
So perfect.
There was more. But I think it was either you or Hart said the need one, and so bounced off of that.
Yeah. Hark, and your puns. I mean, you designed some of these were just utterly perfect. They were just so great. I bet you had fun doing this.
You have reached new levels of dad jokiness.
Yes.
So spot on though.
The majority of the villains I had figured out like late last night, and honestly some of it I had to figure out in the last 20 minutes before the session. I was like, I need stuff. Tomato head, Attack of the Potatoes. Just looking in the grinder. So the meat grinder thing was super last minute. That literally came up during the 5-minute break, I think, is when I came up with it. And originally I had thought of because each of the villains were based on a section of the food pyramid. So originally the meat villain was not going to be Shaken Bacon. It was going to be an actual meat grinder creature. But I thought that's a little too visceral and dark, and it doesn't really fit. I was going more of the Power Ranger, Sailor Moon sort of tone. I was like, I can't do a meat grinder creature. But then I'm like, wait, meet Grinder. It's like, okay, I can do that. Even though Grinder itself is probably not Power Rangers friendly, but I was like, I can still do it in such a way that, it can go over certain people's heads. So
it was genius. It was
some of the
genius.
jokes that were happening in the chat during the whole meat grinder thing were amazing.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
they were.
Alex was a perfect person to give that to.
I know. I was
So
like,
and ran with it.
yes.
So good. So many laughs.
It was good. It was really, really good.
So how about
George?
Herman?
Oh,
Herman. Yeah. That was well played. I'm so glad we finally made the grenade like a thing. I would love for us to find a way to use the grenade every single scene. every single session.
Whenever there's combat, we can find a way to make it work again.
Even if there's no combat, yeah.
We'll see.
there's gonna be combat.
There's gonna be more combat.
Oh yeah.
There's
In the
gotta
middle
be.
of the courtroom, just throw it down in front of the
Just
judge.
we're like,
This isn't
throw
going
it at
our
the
way.
judge.
Confetti and snakes all around the courtroom.
In the courtroom.
We need a distraction.
Hey, but
Go.
yay, confetti.
Well, this trial isn't going in our favor. Chuck the grenade and run.
That's a last ditch effort.
Right.
Keep it ready.
Right.
Keep it ready.
Now I'm tempted to just make it go badly on purpose, just so you are forced to throw the grenade.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh man, it's so fun.
Good. It was really good. Yeah, I like the Zord's transformation as well. Like
yeah.
we had our ultimate transformation, ultimate forms,
Yes.
and then we had our Zords also went through their ultimate forms. That was so cool. Like,
Yeah. I'm glad that you all were able to think like on the spot and come up with something. As I understand it's hard. It's really hard, but I wanted to just give you the freedom to be as creative as you want. This is the last time that you're going to be in the city, at least for the campaign itself, and I just was like, just let loose and have fun. Just come up with something fun for your character.
Yeah.
this was good.
Yeah, I thought everybody was super creative too for on the spot. I thought everybody their Zord transformations really fit. I mean, narratively with their character as well as with the setting, that over the top. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, and the whole premise of enslaving the city, and you've got this creature that all he does is just shake people to nauseation, or somebody that creates veggie tales. Yeah, I mean, it was all ridiculous for like purposely. None of it was supposed to make sense, but hopefully that was still fun.
It was.
So
Yes. I'm so glad that Tori and Sue finally talked, and Sue's reaction was amazing.
It was.
Such a good scene.
I didn't pre-plan that scene, if I'm being completely honest. I think in that moment I was really digging deep into while we were at it. That's the thing I love about it, is that once like I'm role playing with you all, it forces me into their headspace more than if I were just preparing for a minute up front. I just kind of wanted to just dive in, and it just something clicked, and I said, yeah, I can see her snapping because of this. And I just kind of went from there. So I appreciate Tori like rolling with it.
Oh yeah.
Because she definitely was not in a stable state and was very primal. Like she's normally not an angry person.
Right.
And I'm like, if she was to snap and was angry, why would it be the case? And I'm like, oh, of course that would tick anyone off. I was like, I have to save this person again, and I was like, yeah, that's just like how what Lonic does. And I mean, yeah, so that was really neat. That was really cool. Thank you for that scene.
Yeah, it felt like this vent, this pent up energy
Bottled
and frustration she had.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even directed at Tori. It was at all. It was just
herself.
like, it was so self-aware. Like,
Yep.
I'm mad at myself. And I'm like, okay, girl. Like, I got it. It was a good scene.
I was really surprised that Tori told her about the chili. I thought Tori would go to the grave I mean, like literally go to the end without saying that. Yeah, I did that to the chili. So that really shocked me. I was.
She's
like,
got a guilt complex, so that was kind of weighing on her for a long time.
Yeah,
Good. That's
The chili is very triggering for her. Like it's a very sensitive
That was really
subject.
yeah.
for her.
Tori was really scared to admit that.
This it made me very excited for epilogues when we hear about how Sue's restaurant is going.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear how that goes.
I can't wait to hear everyone's like dishes for
Dishes.
Yeah.
I already
Signature
have
dishes.
ideas.
It's similar to the Dragon Age Season 2 characters. They had their own signature drinks. Their signature drinks in their epilogue, so that'd be kind of cool to have their own signature dish. Yeah.
Micah, thank you for the mani pedi.
Amazing.
Oh, of
The
course.
Thank you for
makeovers
the
was
spa
so
day.
So cute.
That's
I
so
thought it'd be
cute.
fun. Thank you. Well, I'm glad y'all liked it. I would just say something fun and light to do right before we go into a trial, you know? and the fact that it gave us a morality bonus, I'm like, yes. I was excited about that.
I like that you gave us an opportunity to make over Star. That was fun. I like
Yeah,
that.
was
touch.
cool.
That was
That
so
whole
fun.
moment reminded me of like, I don't know if you are on TikTok or anything, or if you watch a lot of YouTube, where they had those makeup challenges, the before and after, where you kind of like do the little thing in the camera, like,
Yeah.
boom.
Yep.
It felt like that. I felt like that was Star. And then it was like, a bam.
100%.
Yes.
Going back to like very beginning of the session, the Dan the Man group talk.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, because man, did that get meta?
Yes.
I still feel like we were stunned.
Mhm.
Like we're
Totally.
still a little stunned. We're like, oh yeah.
The thing is, like,
Weird and the man.
it is true though. Like, if your fictional characters that you write could talk to you, they would hate your guts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, it makes
Yeah.
for great entertainment, but horrible lives.
Yeah, I make mine suffer.
There have been several cases where I ask people for their backstories from campaigns, and I'm reading through them, and I'm like, oh man, like you're so cruel. Like I'm thinking, you really want, and people tell. And the other sick thing is that many players would tell me before the campaign begins, says, Hark, I want you to make my character suffer. I want you to make me cry. I want you to do all these things. And I'm like, okay, great. So I'm like, yeah, we're all Dan the Man. All of us are Dan the Man.
No, it's true. I mean, my character went through that torture, capture. It was just like brutal.
Yeah.
That was the fun thing, is like we got to voice like our characters' reactions to us.
Kind of.
Oh, that's just a fun headspace to be in.
But it's hard for my character, at least, to let go of that reality, right? Like it's, and I guess it's a little bit spoilery, but like, how could he completely let go? I don't think he can. You know, it's like, that's made up. Bye, peace. I don't know. I'm still struggling with that, actually. Like as a player, like how would my character, like, really? Oh.
Yeah, like I know that the revelation definitely hit BP really hard with his villainous backstory in particular, considering he still has some of that in him.
Because I do remember Lonnick's struggle, right? And I could see, right, why that struggle was kind of, it went dark a little bit with that, because it's like, what's my reality? Who am I really?
Yeah. I think the problem was everything was fine for him until he became self-aware. And that's the thing about his character. The tragedy of his character, he was aware that he was a video game character, and his purpose in life is to entertain people and control him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, when Dan the Man, I think I like that for his character, because I think if I were to speak for Lonnick, he's like, okay, maybe these other folks kind of understand where I was coming from.
Yeah.
Like all of this.
Like, I feel justified now.
I feel justified now, because it seems like you're all having that Toy Story moment where Woody says to Buzz, "You are a toy.
Right.
You are a child's plaything."
Right.
And you kind of are like, dude, like I'm a fictional character in a storybook. and that's like that's all I am, and all these people. And so it's a really interesting, not to get super deep, but it's a really interesting like psychological piece on what is reality. You know, if like just because you are the character in a storybook doesn't make what you're experiencing not real.
I mean, that's a real theory. I mean, some people really do think we're in some huge universal simulation that some other higher order power intelligence created, and we're just we're in a program, we're in a software.
We could, this life could just be one big giant Truman Show. One big giant Truman Show that some other being are watching for their entertainment.
So we just got to live it. We got to, this is our free will. I guess we believe it is, and it is. So it's crazy. It can get very existential.
I did find it interesting that the initial reaction of the group wasn't, wait, I'm not real. It's, no, what we went through was real, and that's why you're a jerk.
Right. Like Frankie cannot just completely, and maybe he hasn't finished processing it yet. Maybe that's why when Star was like, hey, how's it going? It's like, child, I got so much in my head right now. Like I got voices in my head. I got memories. I got this whole new revelation. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat ice cream.
Yeah.
Simple things in life.
That's why Star was like, I'm getting ice cream. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's eat ice cream. It's great. But a great conversation between the dads, I think. And I love how
I've been looking forward to that one.
Reggie now. Reggie.
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 Yeah, I've been knowing, like, Sam and BP have needed to talk and air stuff out because they've had this weird dad rivalry going on. Like, we needed that talk, and I thought it was a good thing of, like, yeah, we can trust each other to keep each other in line, basically. I like that. I love Sam.
Yeah, because it really has been an interesting dynamic, too. I don't think, it hasn't been like... I forget the name of the movie. I think it's Stepdad, where one of them's just goofy and awkward and everything, and the other one's cool and over the top. It hasn't been that. It's been, both of them are very capable characters, just with different motivations. So the overall aspect of each other kind of reflect each other in some ways too. So I was really excited to be able to get into that now. I didn't know if we'd do it this soon, but I plan to do it, over the prior to getting into Frankie's world anyhow.
Yeah.
This is like clearly my two dads. If you've never seen that TV show
100%.
from the 80s, I'm so old. But yeah, if you see that TV show, this is straight up my two dads. Like, I love it.
I love the fact that Sam has been just like gathering stuff and is now like giving them out as like presents to people. Unfortunately, like there's a part of me that got a little choked up because like it's like Sam saying goodbye. And I hate that it's like it almost feels like Sam is saying goodbye. Don't say goodbye.
Yeah.
He's still got a couple things in his pockets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't know what's going to happen in court. I mean,
now he's just Mary Poppins, just pulling things out.
I definitely appreciate the return of the monologues.
Yes.
I missed those. We haven't had those in a while, so thank you for
awesome.
bringing that back. I also loved the fact that Black Powder wanted to have a conversation with Sue, because I know that Black Powder and Sue have been cooking a lot together, but I think this was the first time we really had a deep conversation.
Yeah, we haven't really had a big talk since like back when Lana joined us. Just because of everything else going on in their relationship, things just never worked out for a conversation, and I'm glad we got the chance to have that chat.
I would love, as a player, I would love to have opportunities to have at least one deep conversation with some of the other characters Sue has never really had a deep conversation with. Because I mean, obviously she's had just one with both Black Powder and Tori, and many with Lanik. That makes total sense. But I don't, and she's interacted a bit with Star too. But I don't remember Sue having that deep of a conversation with Frankie or Sam at any point. So,
Thinking of something. I am thinking of something.
Mhm.
Do you want to hear it now, or do you want to keep it secret?
I would prefer it a secret, unless you think it would be easier to set up with me knowing something about it.
Because I was debating on whether it was like a group conversation with stuff that Frankie is going through with all of the memories and the feelings he's had. Basically, Frankie wants to like I need a boy talk. Like I need to talk.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean,
So I
he's
need-
Bede now, so he can
Yeah,
have a
perfect
boy talk.
timing.
I
He's
know
Bede.
Yeah.
that's the thing
Mhm.
is that it needed to be Sue, and so it's like
Oh, it needed to be Sue.
like now that it's Bede, it's
Oh.
like, oh, can I get Sue back? Basically, that's gonna be like
Oh,
Yeah.
when you say boy talk, do you mean like talking like about
I need
Victor?
about
or-
boys.
Oh,
boys
boys.
about
Ah.
boys. So that's why it's like
Mhm.
I kind of want Frankie to talk with Sue about
Because you would
boys.
feel more
Yeah.
comfortable. You would feel more comfortable talking to Sue about, well, even though Vede still has all of the memories of, they're the same
Yeah.
person, but
Yeah.
but it'd be easier. I
it
get
would be
that. I get that.
easier. Yeah, it's like I need
Yeah.
my girls.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I'm sure that can happen before we go back to Frankie's World, since Frankie's World is supposed to be last. So if it can
Yeah,
wait
there'll be
until
time.
before,
There'll be
we
time.
can. Yeah, we'll have time. I just haven't been Vede in a while, and I kind of want to be Vede for a bit.
It'll
Well, it may be
actually
a very interesting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it'll be very interesting, I think, for a couple of reasons. For going back into Sam's world as Vede makes a lot of sense. But I think if we, follow along and go to Tori's afterwards, I'm interested to see how Vede interacts in Tori's world.
Right, because
Ooh.
he's different. He was
After
mostly
everything that's
Sue.
happened.
He was mostly Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see that as well.
Yeah.
So I can see Vede turning back into Sue at some point during Star Wars World. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Plenty of dogs.
So plenty of dogs. There's plenty of dogs there. There you go.
I'm
Cool.
glad we've had that chat, BP and Tori chat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We've been talking about that, having that for a little while now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tori definitely needed the advice of both of her dads. And so Tori had her conversation with Sam, and then this one with BP was good because you guys both provided very different perspectives on the matter. So
Yeah. I agree.
yeah.
Thanks, and I thank Star for checking up on Frankie.
Mhm.
I think that
course.
checkup is important. It is important to check up on Frankie.
Mhm.
No, it's just he's hiding, like not hiding. I guess he's trying to contain, because that's his character. Is like, I'm gonna contain this threat, or I'm gonna contain this enemy or this thing, and this thing inside feels that way. So he's like, I gotta contain it somehow. I have to overpower it, and I don't know if that's necessarily what he needs to do. Maybe he just needs to go with it. So it's good to check. I was just saying it's good to check up on him.
Speaking of Frankie, during the makeover scene, I thought about doing something during that scene, but ultimately I decided to not do it because I wasn't sure if Micah was envisioning something with that scene, so I didn't want to like mess it up or like sabotage it in any way. But I originally was thinking, while he was making over Frankie, that based on some of the questions he was asking Frankie, because they would be high level, nothing super intrusive, but how you're having your hair done and they're just just having some small talk, but maybe based on what the small talk questions were, it might have triggered some memories, some underlying memories of the people that are within, that make up Frankie. Maybe even one of the people that make up Frankie was a hairdresser in life, or maybe. So I thought, I was debating whether I should trigger something, but yeah, ultimately I just held back and wasn't sure if that was appropriate. So that was just so you know, that was what I was. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I will try to give Alex free rein to decide when that aspect of his story should pop up or not. But if you want to give me permission to suggest it, Alex, let me know.
Oh,
I just don't want to.
Definitely, I am open to that, and I just want to be, the truth is that I haven't gone through everything. It's not like I've created this whole set of memories for every single personality or person, all the sets of memories I have it, because that's the thing that I feel like there are these sets of memories. Like I said, it feels like a bunch of letters or a bunch of pictures in his mind that are not his, but are now his, rather than a personality. So it's still him.
It'd be really cool if this manifested itself in such a way that would require you to confide in Star, because Star's used to having 5 different voices in his head, like 5 different personalities in his head, and you probably have way more than that to deal with, buzzing through your head at whatever given moment that something triggers. So just
I think
throwing
that's
it out
fair.
there.
I think that's fair, and that's why I initially had Frankie reach out to Star to say, out of anyone who could understand this, it would be Star. So I think if we build that relationship and kind of like get triggered, so that's why I appreciate Star checking on Frankie, like, "Are you okay?" It's like, yeah, yeah. But it's that you have to get through that thick skin of his, right? That thick barrier of his.
Yeah. I will say this episode or session, I don't know, the best way I can put it, it was almost like, for lack of a better phrase, it felt like a nice decompression exhale. That's the best way to put it. And it was a nice decompression exhale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the order that we're doing things again makes sense, because we're leaving Sue's world and we're going to Sam's world, which is a little bit more serious in tone. Then we're going to go to Tori's world, and not to like give away too much spoilers, Tori's world is not meant to be as serious as it was prior. And then from there, I think we're going to Star's world, which will be again a totally different ball game. So, and then at some point, like having that escalate to Frankie's. So we would come full circle, which I think is really cool.
I can say prior to going into Tori's world, I'm going to look for an opportunity to set up just a quick little conversation with both Star and Tori at the same time, because
Okay.
I'm going to I want to highlight something prior to going in there with those two. I think those two are going to be a fun one for that interaction.
Okay. I'm excited to see what you have cooking.
It should be more fun. It'll be a pretty fun conversation.
Nice.
I look forward to it.
I'm waiting for that. Okay, y'all be on your best behavior.
Definitely.
Yes, Dad.
I don't know exactly. I don't know if it'll happen next session or not, but I do know I want to have a talk with Frankie as well. It's been a while since BP and Frankie have had like a talk.
Yeah. I have a few things that are brewing for BP.
Couple things.
Since we're talking about Tori's world, I want to remind you all that you will go back into your tropes again when you go into Tori's world. That's something that you can't really avoid. But at least you're aware of that beforehand. Like, you're aware that I'm going to suddenly be the fool, or I'm going to suddenly be the nerd, or the jock, or the slut. So I don't know if you all want to do something to prepare for this personality change before you enter, but I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, Frankie was clearly on Meat Grinder.
That's true.
So just a little,
Practice.
a little hint that I'm thinking about it.
I don't know if it'll be able to connect to the server, if it'll connect to your cloud while you're in the different universe. But
I'm not getting a signal.
Your phone's not going to work.
Does the app
It's not going to work.
Does the app change depending on what world it's in?
Oh, that's true. That's true. It could change. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. I haven't tried that really.
Yeah, it'll have pictures out of like Saw and Hostel.
It goes from Meat Grinder to like Ghoul or something like that.
So like,
Oh, that's
Meat Grinder to Saw, basically.
To Saw,
Meat Grinder
yeah.
to Saw.
My goodness.
Does that mean we're gonna?
Grinder? It's Flutter.
We might have to roll again to make sure if we split up or not. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, we might have to do that. It is a big
I want Scooty Poo.
Goody poo!
Scooty Poo.
Oh my
Scooty
goodness.
Poo.
I can't wait.
That'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It'll be good.
I'm gonna be curious how certain NPCs in Sam's world are going to react because, for example, Miss Belinda Discreet, she probably would not be very happy knowing that Sam was possibly responsible for the ultimate death of her boyfriend. Probably not very happy. So, you know.
Yeah, that's gonna be Sam's world is gonna be tense.
It
like,
really is.
Like I imagine like that the sound from Law and Order is like bum bum like
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
oh my god, we're in trouble now.
Well,
Ooh,
and
and
I think of the courtroom. You know, it'll have like the ceiling fan going, but it's going to be hot,
Yes.
sweaty. I mean, it
Yeah,
just
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes.
That whole
Yeah.
I
To Kill a
imagine
Mockingbird
like the
thing.
original 12 Angry Men.
Yes.
That whole
Yeah.
vibe of that time,
Yeah.
like black and
Exactly.
white.
Very different tone.
Yes.
Super different tone.
Yeah, because it's like you're already uncomfortable chairs, uncomfortable in no AC. Like this is so like
12 Angry Men, and then you throw a grenade of many things in the center.
Just pudding.
Right?
Just
Just
pudding.
get the pudding.
we will have to get out of the world at the end so we can go to Tori's. So
Yes.
I
Oh
mean,
my
you know
God.
Frankie's gonna be like, "Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Are we done?"
I can't wait to see Amethyst. As
Ah,
I'm hoping, as everybody takes the stand, I can't wait to see Amethyst do some of the, interactions with everybody. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh well, I've been watching How to Get Away with Murder, and I've been watching
Nice.
Legally Blonde.
Perfect.
To mentally
Legally
prepare.
Blonde.
gosh.
Legally
Legally
Blonde. Genius.
Could you imagine? Emma's, well, what we don't have is a lot of mens rea.
Men's
Mens rea.
Oh man.
Did you say you took a shower after you had your purr? You were in the shower?
and you still have your curls.
Right? And I'd be like, I said, Mr. Fields, get to your point. Oh yes, I'm about to make it.
Yeah.
According to habeas corpus. Whatever.
Oh my god. Legally Blonde. Don't top your last season Prada shoes at me, honey.
You need to channel not Legally Blonde, but Legally Blonde the musical. You need to channel.
Oh, I've never
Oh my
seen-
God, guys.
Oh my god,
Got
you
you.
guys! Have you not seen the musical?
Never seen the
No.
musical.
It's amazing.
I've never seen the musical, but I did sing a song from it in choir once.
Okay, I have to see the
So good.
musical.
I think it's cute. Like I don't think it's anything groundbreaking, but I thought that it did a decent job. And they made. Yeah, I'll send you the YouTube link.
Okay.
Because the full
It's
full
great.
show is there. I think it's fun.
I look
And then
forward to
the
it.
songs are catchy. Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god. Courtroom drama though.
Gonna be
Matlock.
interesting.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just straight up Matlock.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Like I said, since I've been watching How to Get Away with Murder and Legally Blonde, but now Legally Blonde, the musical, I can't wait to see how I'm able to pull this off. 'Cause, yeah.
I feel like when you're prepping, Emily will know the reference, but once you've watched the musical, you'll understand. But Amethyst might be the one that's speaking in court, but maybe Ruby is going to be the one that's going to sort of prep Sam for that courtroom. So when Ruby is prepping him, Emily, I'm thinking "Whip You Into Shape." The song "Whip," I'm gonna whip you into shape. When you see that scene, Micah, you can let me know if you agree, if that song resonates with you for
Okay.
that.
Oh my God, I look forward to it. And then afterwards, well, minor spoiler, me and Joe have something planned after the court scene, and I'm excited about it. Hopefully it all pans out because I have more time to work on it, but I'm excited.
I don't know if that grenade goes off. Is that
Right?
gonna spoil your plans?
No, it'll probably help. It'll probably be the perfect execute.
well.
Right? I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun.
Good stuff.